And that was it. First time we were back this season. Leicester have scored 2 and put 2 past the likes of Burton Albion. Let me know your thoughts down below. Overall, it's a pretty dominant performance. And it's so I don't know if anybody else thought this. It was really strange to see Leicester City being that good for that period of time. In a good way, however, let's be honest, we've not been used to that. That game was more of a training match, which I know is a little bit. It feels weird because I don't want to play down Burton, but man, we were dominant from minute one. It only looked that one team was really going to win that game. Leicester City, let's go into the formations and things first of all. But again, get your comments in, and I'll try and bring some on screen. So there's a little bit of surprises in terms of the initial lineup. So we were looking at so Stelarchis in goal, which again I was kind of surprised at. I'm not going to lie. Stelarchis in goal. Then we've got again. After that, it gets a little bit tricky. It was pretty straightforward, to be honest, which is weird because I'm so used to seeing hands-on. Like it was almost too easy at times. At times I was falling asleep because we were too comfortable. We saw all past the formation, we saw all past the ball, and it was just easy. I don't really know what else to say. I'm trying to get into the formations of things. He was fantastic. Like, I'm surprised that not a Premier League team is coming in for him. I would love him to stay. It looks like out of the 3 strikers, Enzo likes him and he likes Vardy. Daka might be the one moving on, but he was fantastic today. He loves the cup. We all know that. He scores in so many things. But in terms of that, I mean, the formation we had, I'll get up the team lineup from up on screen at the moment. So we've got, again, Stelarchis again, or Brighton was captain, which I thought was a relatively interesting move. Then we've got, again, Fast Doyle as 2 centre-backs, and then it was Justin who played in the back 3/back 4 that is teaching over. Let me know some of your thoughts down below as well. Just bring it up. Sean goes, how press resistant we were. I'm with you. In terms of press resistance, it's something that we've not seen before. Teams have managed to pass round us, break through our midfield last season. We were actually quite dominant in this game for this period of time. So I'm with you. Doug's in the chat. Shout out to Doug. Make sure you go and check it out. Again, Doug Art Football channel. Comfortable win? Yeah. I don't really have anything too much to say apart from that. We shall get onto this later on. Well, we're onto it now. Hermansen was worried, injured. It's a quad injury from what Jeff Peters was saying. Let's see. I don't know if this is a precaution or if it's a serious injury. Either way, if it's serious, we genuinely have to look at the way we're training because 2 of our 5 signings have got injured and 2 of them are massive players for us. Let's be honest. Connor Cody, there isn't really as backup as good as him. Harry Winks is another one where you haven't got really a backup. We kind of showed today in the second half. And Hermansen. So it depends on what we were doing as part of that as well. And then we've got Ian Chowdhury. You know I'm a massive fan of Chowdhury. Did okay today. I would say he was... I wouldn't say he was that great. I would say he did his job. He did what he needs to do, playing that double pivot role, which I thought James Justin would have played. But James Justin played more of a back 3, and he didn't really get forward. So you think of a back 3 where Kyle Walker is in there before like the likes of Akanji joined, who we were linked to him. Remember that a few years ago, last season, a couple of years ago. How time flies. In terms of that, it's we will have to see because it's coming into this game again. So Ndidi playing that high 8. At times, again, I was mentioning some people as well. He looked a bit like Spider on roller skates in Diddy at times. All limbs. He took his goal beautifully well, which we'll come on to in a second. But I think he did his job. Iheanacho, I thought, was fantastic. Just so good. Mark Albrighton did his job. Did what he needed to do in this game. Marcel Madivadua, what did you think about him? I thought he did quite well in this game, to be perfectly honest with you. I think he's. I think that Madivadua He's a young player. He made some good moves. His pressing was good. His final ball wasn't quite there, but I like that he was looking for the adventurous balls for Nacho down that left-hand side. And it's say there is an injury to, and this was kind of his first time taking on this kind of level. What I personally thought is that this kind of game was similar to Northampton, if you remember the 1-0. And something that I want to mention as well, I think after we learned from Ranieri that Italians like clean sheets, I think the fact that we got a clean sheet today is something that Enzo might mention in his press conference, his post-match, if him or maybe Caballero does it afterwards, because I know that Brendan used to get Adam Sadler to do it for him as well. But total dominance from start to finish. Really, we just, again, as Sean says, we're getting better every match. And this is only the beginning. We're building on our confidence. The more that it's going to be a positive upward cycle. Last year, it was a negative downward spiral. And hopefully, this will lead. And the next game is against Huddersfield, who aren't doing too well from what I've heard. So the fact that you've got the likes of Leicester, the game against Coventry, in fact, we went behind and ended up winning, I think was great. I think the fact that after a certain period of time that we were winning games, and then after that, now we've won another game, this time with a clean sheet, and we were totally dominant. You look at the likes of, I remember seeing Pep, I watched 4-0. I think Alamola Lookman scored for Everton. He lost 4-0 against Everton, yeah. And it was a few, again, Enzo wasn't in the squad, but it was it was Pep style. It was his first season in the Premier League. And a lot of people saying, can Pep do it? He's done it in the Bundesliga, he's done it in La Liga, but can he do it in the Premier League? And there was games like that where you're thinking, is that it? I think in this game, it's going to have the opposite effect where they trust the system. It's working. Our football's great. We can put people in positions that we didn't expect. We can take a risk. Stolarczyk was at the back. I didn't think he had that much to do, to be honest. But when he was called upon, did his job. Did he look as comfortable in possession? Did he play the way that Enzo would play with Hermansen? Probably not. I think we needed a little bit more cover to work in behind. I think Fast did a good job. I think that Doyle, what impressed me is his confidence to play a progressive ball, but also, again, it was against League One opposition. Just to take the ball and go, I've got this, and then just kind of move around. Defensively, knows when to hit it long, knows the times go, let's just break the pressure, bang. And I was really impressed with that, as well as his ability to go forward, because he was playing at times like a 3 at the back and also like more of a left winger. He's a couple of nice moves and a couple of good passes, a couple of good crosses, and he was linking up kind of nicely with Madi Vidua, which I thought was quite nice in this game. Just let me know as well, would you want me to cover the Coventry game? I was planning to cover it, but this week has been madness after the Sunday. If you probably know, I've done a video on Ant's channel, but it's just been full on since then. So if you want me to go over the Coventry game, I might do that, because this is one there wasn't that much to mention. Because I've not got that many notes, to be perfectly honest with you. Another thing as well, Nacho's first goal or Brighton chip, and from minute one, or Brighton nearly sets up Nacho for the header. I think one of their defenders got in the way. And it was like, right, this is the style we're playing. We're going to play it from minute one. We're going to play out. And it was just the team is gaining and filling expectations are getting better. A couple of people to mention as well. No Ward at all. So it looks like he's going to be sold. Iverson, I think, was on the bench. Iverson was on the bench. Castagna, some of these didn't even get a run out. It seems that some of these teams are on their way out. So you're looking at the likes of, again, Iverson there, Ricardo. Castagna didn't get any minutes. I think he's on his way to Fulham, personally. Nelson, I think somebody put it in the comments as well. We got put surprised that Ben Nelson didn't play today. I'm with you, but at the same time, I think we just needed this. If it's in the next round, I would like to see him, because with Suter, again, nowhere to be seen. If there is another injury, we're looking a bit scary, and we can't expect these people to play every single game. So the way that they play, again, Nelson, it would have been nice to see him. I think in the Cup in January, I can't remember who we played. We said McAteer was on there, and he obviously played in the last match, and he's played in this match, came off the bench. And Nelson was another, again, good player. Another player that played. I think he impressed. I think he was, remind me, guys, I think it was the Watford game where he played as a left of a centre back, and then he moved into midfield. So he's quite a versatile player. However, let's run before we can walk. And part of the walk before we can run. Part of the walking is looking at Madi Vidua, again, good player. I think he did well. I think he's still off what they want, but he's still, again, it's a good person to play for. We've got the likes of Pratt. Somebody's put it in. Wasn't Doyle. It was Lewis Brunt. Take it back, Sean. It was wrong player. You're right. And then again, another player I want to shout out as well, who looked really good against Coventry. And he looked good in this game as well. Harry Winks. People singing his name. I was reading an article by Rob mentioning about he wants to go somewhere where he's appreciated and he's loved. And I think Enzo phoned him up and he goes, and even though he was on the fringes of that team, Winks was, he phoned him and he goes, look, I want you as part of the team. And he's obviously convincing. It looks like we're going to get Casady on loan as well. Hold tight for that one because I've got an interview. We're going to do a full analysis on him. Going to get Lewis back on the channel and do some collaboration there as well with Chelsea. But we're going to go into that in a little bit more detail. But Harry Winks he lost the ball. I think when you play him at the bottom of that pivot, he is going to lose the ball. But in the same way we play Vestergaard, because they play out from the back, because they are not the best in terms of defensively, Enzo will play that risk to play a dominant style of football. But he lost the ball and immediately doing the dirty work, doing the defensive work, going down, chasing, I can't remember what minute it was, chasing the thing. So it was really, really good. And then we were looking at, we just got distracted. Fata, shout out, man. Leicester away on a Wednesday night. Who says no? Hey, come on, man. Is that who we've got in the next round? Have we got you in the next round? If not, let's see. If we get Chelsea, even better. And if you bring Casady on the way up, that'll be brilliant. We've got potential, but I think there's really good. I think there's certain players that we are developing, and one of them is the people who mentioned, Casey McAteer. Harry Winks again was decent, and he looks like it's just nice to see them enjoying their football. So what was I say? Fat says the draw is about to start. Interesting. So we'll try and I didn't know you got a picture with Poch. Fair enough. Shout out to Fatra as well. So I think this is the thing at the moment. So I don't really have too many comments. In general, I'll put for Wanyamasi Modua, lots of potential, still raw, but I like what I'm seeing. So he's performing in a good way. And then up to this point, just coming into the end of the second half, we score again. Up to that point, we'd only have two shots. We only had one shot on target, and Burton had zero. We controlled them. We moved them. When their striker got the ball, I think he went off injured in the first half. And the goalkeeper had a little bit of a twinge as well. We just dominated the ball. And the more that these happen, and Huddersfield's a great game to come into going, okay, we're going to build on the confidence from midweek. I want to see what their scores are at the moment as well, Huddersfield, and see what happened with them. But we're going to continue to build as well as part of that. The ball. So I want to mention the second goal. Doyle, really good vision, because Burton just switched off. I don't know if they were ready to go inside, but as we know, if you switch off, you will get punished, especially in the Premier League. I know in the Premier League, we kind of have to prepare for that. And Burton switched off. Doyle looks up, he saw Iheanacho on the run, and Iheanacho's thinking, right, I'm already done. Beautiful run down the side, a lovely, careful pass to make Ndidi look like that. Good for me. Go in half-time, because it just takes one opportunity for the opposition to get a goal or a penalty or a cross-in, because we're not the best in the air, and they get a goal. But we get the second goal, and that made me feel a lot more confident. Parts of the game, I was almost bored in a good way, because I was like, everything's working. Even the fans, I think, were a little bit like, I don't know what to chant. They were chanting they were chanting in the second half, Ibora, they were chanting Andy King, they were chanting Ajoa, they were chanting Knockout. There's a couple more as well, which was I thought was quite good. But overall, there wasn't really too much to add. We made some substitutions. Winks came off. Ricardo came on. Again, it almost seems like a glorified friendly. The way that we played, we bossed them off the field. And we didn't look like we even hit second or third gear. We made it look easy. Now, if this is the case, what we're doing now, imagine what it's going to be like in the next few months. So before, when we played against some of these teams, we had 0 shots on target. We were just not good enough. We were hanging on for dear life. I remember Burton, I was listening to the preview on BBC Radio Leicester, and they were talking about how did that not go in the back of the net and things like that. And that's what we had to hold on for, the other team missing. Now it's completely the opposite. We are dominant throughout. And let me know again down below if you want me to talk about the Coventry game as well. Just something that I was going to mention for those of you that have jobs and have full-time jobs. Any of you know that when you start a new job, it takes about 6 months to understand your role, what you do, how to play. So you're fully, or maybe if you're younger and you started school, 6 months to understand where you fit in. At the beginning, you're just a little bit like lost, and you're not trying to find your way. And that's how long I'm giving Enzo. But it's already working. He's not even been here 2 months. And he's doing this with this squad, reviving players' careers. Like, I mean, Fuss was another one. Christensen potentially is another one that's out the door that we're looking like potentially. It looks like Lazio are linked with him at the moment. Suter looks like he's going to Rangers. And I'm a bit surprised. However, what Enzo wants, give him what he wants. Get Casady in, and whatever. If Enzo needs to go out on loan, if Suter needs to go out on loan, fine. If Christensen needs to go, thank you very much for what you've done, but it's what the manager wants, and it's a complete reset. I trust in him. I really think he'll get us to a good place, because this game was fantastic. It was almost too bad as well. It was almost too good, but yeah, we changed up formations. McAteer came on. I think he looked a bit lively in this game. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Somebody was saying again, what was it called? Christensen, Thomas was on showed. It depends what works for an Enzo system, and either of them. I think he wants a fullback that can play, that is defensively sound. I think there is a little that can play in a back three, and I don't think Christensen or Thomas can really do that, because you have your back three and then you have your wing back, which will be your Madi Vidua, who plays more of number 10. So I just don't think they're not bad players, either of them, but we'll have to see. Anyway, let's get on to again a little bit of a recap of the Coventry game, because again, Sean was asking it, and I'm guessing some of you wanted to know as well, and I've just not had time, unfortunately, to do it. That game was more tense, there was times where in the first half I came off thinking, God, we're good at times. Hermansen, I think, did so well in that game. Going through some of the performances individually, Keenan Dewsbury Hall. First half, he didn't find his feet. I don't think he quite made the runs he needed to make in the right place. I think there was some superb play in that first half. Harry Winks, man. How have we managed to secure that talent? How? He's so good. And we managed to secure him on a permanent, and he enjoys being here. I still don't know how we've done that. The 1-2s he was playing, the dictating of play that he did. Yes, he did give it away a couple of times, but you've got Ricardo alongside him. And at times when Ricardo came over, the two pinged each other off each other really well. And at times there wasn't, from Hermansen, I saw against Liverpool, there was a really good 1-2 forwards, backwards, bang, 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 bang. I didn't see, and just round and we're through. I saw it a couple of times. I didn't see it as much times as I expected. And I'm not trying to overly criticize, because I'll speak to people after the game. They go, "You're being a bit harsh." I think Hermansen made some phenomenal saves, really good saves. Where it was like, oh, Casper's back, really good save, tipping it onto the bar, saving it with his chest, closing down the space. I thought was really, really good. Doyle looked good. I think he was surprised that he probably got booed by the Coventry fans. And at times when they went 1-0 up, there might have been a thought in his mind. I would maybe feel the same way of, have I made the wrong choice? Then the Coventry fans start booing him. I think they booed him before, but then the Coventry fans start booing him. And then he puts in a good performance as well, and we end up winning the game. Kind of calms his nerves, which I thought was good. I didn't think he was too shaky in the game. Walt Fuss, I think, had a good game. Yannick Vestergaard had a good game as well, to be honest. There is a certain portion of the fan base that are stuck in the 1960s. I've just have to accept where this modern way of playing, where we take our time, we pass it forwards and backwards, we try and exploit the space, we try and bring a defender towards us or an attacker towards us, peel out the space, 1, 2, 3, 4, bang, we're on our way. The more we play this, the more it will be. However, there's going to be some fans that will just forward in the ground, and I'm just going to have to accept that, even though it annoys me. Because the way that you complained last year when Brendan was doing it, and there was a few people around the ground, I had to bite my tongue, we're going, oh, it's just like Brendan ball before we scored. And it's frustrating because there's always going to be the moaning people around there. Oh, he's not good enough, all this, that, and the other. And we will have to see. Just having a look, we got good Tranmere. So thank you, Skills, and thank you, Chester. I have no comment about that because I was just in my own one. That was lovely as well. Yeah, they booed him all game. We talk about Doyle. Callum Doyle, he's won more than you. That was good fun. No, we said Callum Doyle, and also Jamie Vardy, the chanted in. We said that back to you as well, which is quite funny. And yeah, I think in the Coventry game, there was some really good passages of play. There was a moment after the 45 minutes where I went, what are we doing? We didn't switch on Ellis Sims. I don't know how Ellis Sims, sorry, not Ellis Sims. Ellis Sims, straight from kickoff. And I was looking at for it in this game as well. Are they going to come out and switch on? Because we didn't switch on after Coventry. I looked at them and I went, what are you doing? Why are we not? Come on, wake up, lads. What is going on? Comes out for a corner, straight in the back of the net. And we were like, what are we doing? What are we doing? And then for those minutes, the crowd went a bit quiet. I know the Leicester ground's not the loudest. Not a really loud ground. But afterwards, there was a little bit of, here we go again. And you felt it in the squad. What we needed after that 45 minutes, after that goal, genuinely was a Connor Cody to take the game and go, look, lads, trust the process. Let's go on and do it. And because we didn't have that, the players went into their shells a little bit. Harry Winks, I think, is a leader, but he's not that leader on the pitch. I think that's Connor Cody that we're trying to play out from the back and do these kind of things. Then we went and scored Dewsbury Hall with a header, and then everything just kind of relaxed a little bit more. Confidence is a thing. It comes and goes. But the fact that we went from behind and got the win was fantastic. And Diddy was running up there. I think Enzo's tactics were great in terms of the substitutions. Iheanacho, Jamie Vardy, we'll go on to Jamie Vardy first. Didn't really have too much. He created that one chance, which I think Enzo has to give Iheanacho more of an opportunity because I'm surprised he's still here. To be honest with you, I'm surprised Iheanacho is still here. He's going to obliterate the championship if he gets more game time. Jamie Vardy, I'm not saying he's finished. I think needs to be more of a bit part player. But again, I'm speaking too soon. When Iheanacho came on, the game changed. And same thing when Ndidi came off and Pratt came on against Coventry, the game changed as well. So there was something that I was going to mention about. Oh, that was it. When Ndidi came off, something that I noticed from being in the ground, something you said you don't see on the screens, but you saw in because you can look at specific players and what their movement was. Casey McAteer, I think, did really well. Just needs to work on his final ball and final decision making a little bit more. But and also he just needs to be given more confidence, which will come with time. When he gets that confidence, my God, we've got a phenomenal player. His work rate, his effort, his tracking back, he's playing 1-2s with people, his ability to come wide and drift in. When he hit the ball, a great example of this was when Ricardo threaded a beautiful ball through to midfield on that right-hand side. Casey takes a touch and he hits it straight at the palms of the keeper. Really good movement, really good vision by Ricardo, really good movement to get the ball. But Casey McAteer just needs to be a little bit more better, basically. And needs to be a bit more clinical with his finishing. And I think we've got such a good starlet there, such a good talent. And it's interesting to see what happens. Who else do we talk about? The back line was good. In Diddy, I think was looking impressive, but again, there's linked to him and Fenerbahce now. They're putting a bid of 8 million, but Kasady looks like he's coming in as well, so that's going to be another position. Raksaki, there's links to him and a few other Premier League teams. If I was Crystal Palace, it's a weird one. Would you want him to come to Leicester? Because there's a chance we're going to come up, and he's going to be their future star man in the same way that Harvey Barnes was a future star man for us. But the difference is, we might come up and might overtake Crystal Palace. Is that what they're thinking? So they want him to go to a lower league opposition and tear it up, so he doesn't go to too good a team and has too good a performance, because he go, oh, maybe I want to stay here. That's the only thing. The teams that link to him, as part of that, again, people say they won't include a buy option. They might not do, but in the same way with Yuri, where it's like, I'm not saying it's going to happen, but there might be an option of like, go back on loan, and then we really want you. You figured out the squad, you know what we're doing. But Crystal Palace really wanted to be a big member of their squad in the future. Very raw talent, but again, a very, very good talent. But yeah, I think that's we're in a really good place at this moment in time. Mavi Diddy, wow. Considering he was only in this squad for not very long, you landed what? He got officially announced on Tuesday, and then on Saturday he's starting that first team squad. He looks like he's blitzing the championship, and he doesn't look like he's trying. At times, I think for the first goal or second goal, he ran up the pitch, powerful. He stopped, and then looked left, right, and then continued, and went forward. And I thought, yeah. And he's like, he didn't stop. He's so good. I think his ceiling is very good. I think he will link up nicely with like an Iheanacho quite well. I think he is a striker. And I think a 1-2 with Iheanacho would be really good. So kind of similar to what Barnes used to do. Something I've got to mention because, I like rambling as well. I think one thing that they wanted to, McAteer, that I forgot to mention earlier, and McAteer was he was low on confidence. You could just tell. And when the ball went up, and he took one step towards the pitch, and yeah, I'm coming off now. He must have been nervous for his first time, and he stopped and he looked, and it's Enzo brought off in Diddy, and he just went, oh my god, I'm not coming off, and he went, I can't believe it. He expected to come off. I think he was expected. I think he saw the number 25, 35, thought it was 25, and thought it was him. And he goes, I'm still played, and he played a full 90. So there's probably going to be another right winger coming in, but I think we've got the aspects of a fantastic team and playing some great football. But what was impressive for me, again, somebody I haven't mentioned, but Kiernan Dewsbury Hall, man, the way he got up that pitch, the way that we've talked about leadership, and we've talked about the lack of Connor Cody. In that second half, Dewsbury Hall showed why potentially you should talk about him in the senior leadership team. He drove with that ball and dribbled and grabbed the team, not kicking and screaming, because kicking and screaming is what Maddison used to do last year. If you listen to him in his post match, you can just tell he's beaming. He's loving his football under Enzo, and he's a massive part of Enzo's tactics, playing a high 8, and he's been brilliant. Yeah, so I think some of the link up with Mavi Didi was good. Some of the passing, I think the scoring with his head, and the second goal, the one little touch of space, B put it there, and I just went, oh my god, such a good finish. And his celebration was like, I do this for fun. It wasn't even like he was trying. Yeah, oh my god, I was so happy with the way that he was playing as well. So I think I've covered pretty much everybody on that pitch from that game as well. Madsen Manson, yeah, quad injury. I'm hoping it's not serious, but we will have to see. And if I look, actually, let me look on Twitter now as well. But yeah, how excited for you guys for Tranmere away? Because I'm with you again. Tranmere Rovers, don't really know what to expect. Too much, to be perfectly honest with you. Oh my god, yeah, we're that far in. We're still going north and south. Jeez. So I'll just look there. Top one, Tranmere Leicester, Salford Leeds. Nothing too much to say. Yeah, Nottingham Forest, Burnley. Go on, Burnley. Knock them out. That'll be great fun. And yeah, so apart from that, we played such a good style of football and against a hard opposition. One thing to mention, Coventry probably should have won. I think their XG was better than ours. I think that overall when they played, I think I can find it against in the game. They should have potentially scored more. Coventry, they had too many opportunities. They just put one wide, and yeah, we'll have to see because my God, there was so many opportunities for them to finish the game off, and they didn't. Partly due to our good saving, partly because Yannick Vestergaard does turn like a boat, but with the lack with Hermansen, I think we've got a great keeper, and we've got him for a steal as well. So anyway, let me know your thoughts down below. I think that's pretty much both matches covered. We're going to do a Casady preview or analysis when he's officially announced because Fabrizio's given it the here we go. So it looks like he's on his way. We'll also be back after the Huddersfield game, doing some more commentary on that. Maybe a preview, but I'm running low on time, unfortunately, and we've just played midweek as well. So yeah, leave your thoughts down below. Like and subscribe. We're back with more content. We're back with different people this year, and we've been trying different content as you've seen. The pre-recorded stuff. Anil's been on the channel a few times. Let me know what you want to see on this channel. The more you tell me, the more I can put things in place. We'll be doing some journalism, so we've been getting like the likes of Jason Bourne, Rob Tanner as a transfer window. We're trying different things as well. So we try not to bring you the same content as other fan channels. Nothing against them, but trying to separate them out. So again, like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and we'll see you all in the next video. It's been great. So goodbye.